Okay, let's just quickly do this.
Okay, good evening ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another F3 stream brought to you by JPTV. And I hope you all enjoyed the race this morning in Australia. I certainly did. I thought it was a great start to the season. Yeah, early start for me this morning, up at 4:20. So I've been spamming Red Bull and Monster Energy for the last few hours, just trying to stay awake for you guys tonight. So yeah, finally 2018 is upon us. Anyway, that's enough for the real world. Now it's time to talk about the virtual world. And after Rocco's slightly controversial ending to last week's race in Belgium, he has extended the lead into the championship as we leave the longest circuit on the calendar. We now approach we are now in the fastest track on the calendar, dubbed the Temple of Speed, or if her name's JP, it's the Temple of Crashes. So yeah, I am reliably informed by the Twitter page that there's a chance that Rocco could win the championship tonight, depending on how other people finish. So he has a 34-point lead in the championship with 4 races to go, and it looks like but the race that got postponed on week 3, which was in Brazil, is unlikely going to happen now. So yeah, it's just tonight, then Mexico next week, then USA and Japan to go. So yeah, as you know, Rocco's in the lead, and then Cheetah is in second place. Back-to-back F4 and F3 titles looking unlikely at this stage, and Abiodun is in third place with 2 points behind Cheetah. Red's Robot Sophie, Flying Frame in 5th place, Bad Boy 6th, Frizzo 7th, Mr. Stim 8th, who's not been present for the last few weeks, onto the podium 9th, and Car World rounds up the top 10. That is driver standings as it is. Constructor standings is Force India, which is Rocco and Robot Sophie, after their 1-2 finish in Spa last week, regained the lead in the Constructors' Championship with a 13-point lead over McLaren, Abiodun and Bad Boy. Then it's Renault in 3rd place, Haas in 4th, Ferrari in 5th, Red Bull 6th, Williams 7th, Sauber 8th, Toro Rosso 9th, and in last place is the Mercedes team. So that is your driver and constructor standings at this stage. Ash, as ever, is with me. Ash, your thoughts on the track tonight, and who do you think is going to be the favourite in this race tonight?
Well, I think you've heard me say this enough times already, but I love this track. Again, it's a great track. Temple of Speed, as it's dubbed, as you said, and it's just such a fast-moving track, and there are some tricky sections to it. Turns 1 and 2 are can be deadly if you're taking too fast or just taking too slow even. Then there's the Curve de Grande, we'll see lots of overtaking there. The second chicane, fast left, right, there are some bumpy curves there, so that may catch 1 or 2 out, and it's pretty easy to run right into the gravel trap if you're going a bit too fast. Then there's also the 2 Lesmos. First one, pretty simple, and then the second one, that's what's going to catch people out. You can do the back end pretty easily. Then Ascari, the last chicane of this corner, of this track, and that's a pretty difficult corner. It seems simple, but taking it flat out for the rest of the, after the braking zone, it's very difficult, and we will see some victims retiring there. And then Parabolica, very fast hairpin corner, I guess you could say. Just very fast, and you have to get a good run through there. But yeah, in terms of who we can see up there, I'd say Abiodun has a fair chance. I mean, he's been sending me screenshots through the weekend, well, through the week with his times, and he's looking great. Of course, Wako will be one of the favorites here. Maybe Mr. Stimmel. So Alice Killer has moved down too, so we might see some things from him. So yeah, if there is a giant crash, which it can be, the race might be tipped on its head.
Okay, so just some movers and shakers, as Ash has alluded to. Mr. Stim has returned to the to the grid. Great to see him back. He's probably one of the very few drivers that may be able to match Rocket for pace in that right speed. Also got Stephen, who switched from Force India to Red Bull, and as you said, Alice Killer is moved down from F2 to F3. My former teammate, not one bit about that. Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see what he can do, because obviously we know that he's very quick. 17 drivers here tonight, so a decent turnout. I'm not really sure who's missing at this stage. But yeah, so it should be an exciting race. I mean, I enjoy this track, apart from the Ascari. I just find it's like an ice rink there. Yeah, so apart from that, I do think it's a good track. But yeah, turn 1 is going to be it's going to be interesting.
Oh,
so 20 seconds away, so yeah, we
no.
What are you doing?
Trying to find. Okay, there it is. I found it. Where is it? Memory stick just fell down. So goodbye. Don't worry, it's not like all my nuclear data is on that or anything. What? Did I say something?
Okay, so thank you to everyone who's joined the stream so far. As ever, if you want to watch F3 every week, just leave a like and subscribe. That'd be awesome. So it's usually a 12-minute qualified session, and it looks like it's going to be a dry one. Not had many races so far this week, and the races that we've already had. So yeah, I'll be surprised if we see any sort of rain tonight, but you never know. This is Codemasters, anything can happen. So yeah, and there's about 3 cars all on track, and I believe Baker's was the first one. It was out, so I'm gonna get my telemetry and all that up. There we go. Do you have to have so much background noise?
I'll turn down the TV. I can't stop the vacuum cleaner, aka my PS4.
Oh, is that what it is? Is that what it is? Is it a PS4?
I can get closer up.
Flipping heck.
And that's my vacuum cleaner, aka PS4. So is Baker's out first?
He is.
Yeah, cool, I'll go for his lap and then you can go for the rest of the quality.
Yeah.
So yeah, Baker's on those supers. Everyone apart from Schweb right now on the supers. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. I'd say everyone will be doing the one stop here, should be at least. So Baker's leaving his tires to warm them up, and he will go through Parabolica to get his lap start and putting it into max fuel mixture. 4th gear through here, shift up to 5th and go through the gears to start his lap. He will be reaching speeds of upwards of 210 miles per hour, maybe 215 possibly, and yeah, 215, 216 on the brakes, braking, and overshooting that by quite a bit, but keeps on track though. And we'll continue with that lap as he heads into Curva Grande here. 7th gear flat over here, nothing too major, and then into the 2nd chicane. As I said, he wants to make sure not to clip the curves too much here, and he doesn't. He clips the inside, the second one, the right-hander a bit, but yeah, touches the grass a bit. Using the full extent of the track into the first last mile. Now the second one. 4th gear through here, 5th though for Vegas, and he's in the wall. Who is the next out?
I don't know, didn't see. Chulo's on out lap.
So yeah,
Frizzo's, yeah.
So yeah, DRS open for Frizzo as we continue on. This is what would happen if Baker didn't hit crash, but into a scar now. Very difficult corner, 5th gear through here, just pulling it through. I think that was near enough flat out as we head on this straight into Parabolica. Baker's moving out the way there, but yeah, into Parabolica we go. 5th gear, just holding it in there for Frizzo, and he will come through. Avion says 20.8 as a banker, 26.1 for Alice, and then Frizzo sets a 22 flat. And Robotopy moved into 2nd, but Walker 20.6 already putting him in provisional pole. Unsurprisingly, you can take over now.
Yeah, so obviously Rocco laying down the marker straight away. I'm just going to see who's really Cheetah in the 2nd Ferrari is coming down towards the Parabolica. No pressure for the Ferrari drivers in front of their home crowd. Obviously they're looking for a good result today, especially Cheetah to keep his very slim title hopes alive, and let's see what he can do as he drops it to the line. Only good enough for P8 so far, but he still has enough time for another run. 7.5 minutes left to go. And Stevens had a moment. Yeah, he's dropped it in the Scari like so many people have done in the past. No, I'll see if I can find someone else. Yeah, I'm just trying to find. I'll stand about the stand board of Schreiber for a minute, see what he can do. Not had the best season so far from an F6 driver, but you know, these are one of these circuits where anything can happen. So he'll hopefully have a good result today. Didn't have his DRS open, strangely enough, for some reason. Not sure why, and I think that could be Throne behind him, but I'm not sure if Throne was on a quick lap. Schreiber's on the soft tyres. So let's see what he does as the Mercedes gets out of the way. Oh, he validated it, that's why. He didn't have his DRS open anyway, so that was a waste of time staying on him. But Bakers has gone back out again. What about Aniska? No, I think that's going to be an in-lap. It's hard to try and find someone, so I think I'm going to stay on board with Bakers again, because I think he's the furthest one. His next one is going to set a lap, although it's going to take some time. He's just still doing his out lap. So yeah, 16 laps, 17 drivers, all on the super softs, and Schreiber being the exception. It hasn't set a time yet, so yeah, I think it's going to be a solid one-stop strategy. If you can be conservative and go from medium to super soft, or vice versa, or if you want to do the quickest route like the F1 guys can, you can go to super soft to softs. Two-stop strategy is not going to really work around here, as Bakers begins his quick lap. Hopefully he can do this one without crashing. So he's gone through both Lesmos. He's already doing better than he did last time. He's in the second DRS zone now, coming underneath the bridge up to Ascari. And let's see how well he negotiates this. Doesn't seem to have any problem clearing those cars. Might be invalidated, might run slightly wide there. I'm not sure. Let's see what happens. Seems he's still pushing, so he may have got away with that. Keep it tight, but I think he must have validated. Yeah, and he's pitting it. So Bakers is having a lot of problems here today. He hasn't set a lap yet, but there's still plenty of time to go. Chulo, I think he's on a quick lap and still hasn't set a time yet. Yeah, he's put it on to max. I don't think you need to run lean through the circuit, really. It's not that tough a circuit, I would have thought. Oh yeah, he's not on a lap. So, but he said he's on a lap, but I'm not quite sure what's happened now, unless he's just actually dropped it. But anyway, I will see if I can find someone else in the meantime. I think Throne could be, yeah, Throne's on a lap, so I'm going to stay on board with him for the time being. Are you doing homework by any chance?
Yes.
Oh, an absolute prat. Anyway, so Throne is second to last in a minute, so yeah, time is running out, although still enough time to do one or two more laps. But I don't think you'll be able to get in back into the pit lane and out again at this stage, I wouldn't have thought. Oh, a slight problem in the sky there, but I will lose some time there, I think. But let's see what he does.
Tell me when it's like 1 minute to go.
and he goes P4. So he lost a little bit of time in the sky, but he still puts a good lap in. Let's see if I can actually find someone now. Schweb is on a lap by the looks of it. No, he's not. He's just starting his lap. So I'm going forward with who did I see a minute ago? I'm going forward with Alice Killer. No, not a bad boy. Gets a 0 grid place grid penalty.
That's going to be 5 grid place penalty.
And he's retired from the session, and he's not set a time, so he's going to start from the back of the grid, which is unfortunate for him. I'm trying to find it as long as he's on a lap, which is very difficult. I'm going to go and board with Car World. I think he's seems to be the first one up the grid. And Alice Killer has retired, manually by the looks of it. So he's in P4. So not a bad start to his F3 career, as we only got 20 seconds left of the session.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot about it.
Walker goes fastest so far with 22.2, and he retires there, so that's a very, very good lap. But Abiodun will probably be able to do something here, as he is looking on pace, so I'll stick with him for now. Let's just go for the whole other grid. Caldwell looks good. So far, Chia looks good so far. So yeah, let's go board with Caldwell, as he's going to head into Powerball, the 310 sub. This is provisionally P3 now. That's how close this grid is. Provisional P3 for now. But let's see if Cole can take this P3 up the line, and 20.8. That puts him still P7 because he invalidated that, unfortunately. And Abiodun, we'll take a look at him as From, I think that was, lost it. But Abiodun will have the slipstream from Notorious, so this could be a very good lap as he heads to the line. 18, 19, this is going to be a 20.4, only managing P2 unfortunately for him. So yeah, that's not really good for himself. But Chugo, he probably won't get pulled, but let's just see what he can do anyway. He's going to come across the line. This is 21.2, putting him in 9th. So very interesting. The 7th, 8th, and 9th separate by less than, separate by 200ths of a second.
Yeah, that seems to be your qualifying complete, ladies and gentlemen. So Rocco, keeping with form, he's got pole with Abiodun in 2nd place. Baker's in 3rd. Stephen, decent result. I think that's probably his best qualifying performance of the season, unless I'm not mistaken. Then Alice Kier, Fro, Robert Sophie was disappointed about, I think. Carwell, Chulo onto the podium, around the top 10. I'll tell you who will be disappointed is Cheetah. His title hopes seem to be slipping away with every pass in second. And BUA9, Frizzo, Bad Boy not even setting a time. Neither did Schweb or Mr. Stem, which is surprisingly, or Notorious. So yeah, those
Frizzo
guys having problems. Frizzo?
Because he had the 5 settings, 5 place grid penalty.
Didn't Bad Boy have a 10 place grid penalty?
Oh, let me just check.
Yeah.
Let me just see.
He had a good penalty, didn't he? But anyway, we're going
yeah,
both.
that's Bad Boy.
Yeah.
Bad Boy, so yeah, he's starting from the back.
So go on.
No, you go.
I was going to ask other guys, get your hashtag JP's coming in. but as you can tell, I've turned the messages off, so if I don't get to him straight away, apologies. I'm just going to get to him on my phone if I can, without missing any of the action. So that is your
position. Yeah, Walker gets pole position, about a tenth and a half ahead of Abiona in P2. We have seen this front row pretty often. Baker's in third, was stepping in fourth. That's qualifying for him, I think. Alex on his debut back into F3 P5 from 6th, 7th, row Sophie, Carl 8th, Chulo 9th, Connor 10th, Chi 11th, Bois, Prizzo, Bad Boy, Schweb, Stim, and Victorious. Bad Boy will be starting in last, though, so. God, you gave me not a lot of time there.
Well, it serves you up for doing your bloody homework when we got when JPTV is live. And it looks like it's going to be a dry. Well, it is going to be a dry start to the Grand Prix. I haven't had any weather reports so far, and to be honest, I don't really like having weather reports because at least it is a bit of a surprise when it does rain. So yeah, who knows what the weather's going to do? I would be surprised if it rained, to be honest. But yeah, we'll just wait and see what happens.
Yeah, I'll take the front as usual then.
Yeah.
Don't interpret that in the wrong way, please. So, anyways, we'll get this Italian Grand Prix underway once the game decides it's enough for guys to pick the strategy. But we will have the red lights coming on. We will have the 5 red lights, and away we go. Pretty fast getaway there on the star in the south. We're already looking great. Baker's already looking for the moves, and they might make it 3 wide into turn 1, but Wako leads the way for now. Avion looks for the inside. They touch, but so far looks good. Avion will keep him around the outside, but Wako will get that move eventually, and Baker's has to defend from Stefan, who is pressuring him. But yeah, everyone's tucking in now, apart from Chulo, I think that is. Chulo still attempting to make moves, and there's lots of guys trying stuff up ahead. Alice defending his P5, or at least attempting to, and oh my god, that's Carl, I think, making moves into the first. Lesmo, oh, okay, yeah, everything's fine so far. So yeah, Stefan having a bit of backhand loss, but Walker leads the way. Abiona in P2, Baker's in third, and 7th and 4th. The top 4 are all the same from in P5, and he's made the move on Alice's move down. Carl up 1 place with the Chulo up 1 place, while Sophie moves down from 7. Onto the podium, stays in the same position, and oh, there's a battle going on there. Chulo, Alice might be making a move on Carl, and yes, he does. Carl though gets a switchback move, so we might see some good stuff here, but Wako gets the fastest lap as usual, and well, Carl looks to come back on the inside now. Alice can't do much, but he'll try and defend as Wako goes on the inside. Not Wako, Carl goes on the inside. Carl running a bit wide, and oh, collisions there, but ooh, thankfully there isn't an incident there. That pushed, and Connor is now a bit down, and he's getting pressured from Frizzo, that is. So yeah, not good stuff from Connor here, but he'll try a move on the inside here. Tries it, but can't make him work. And oh, he's collected 2 other cars with him. That's onto the podium. Bad Boy and Cheetah he has collected, so very unlucky stuff there, but well, incident's gonna happen, so you can't really avoid that.
Yeah, so a relatively clean start to the race on lap 1. Lap 2, some incidents happening up and down the track. Yeah, and Cheetah, well, when it goes wrong for you in a week. And Flying Foam has retired. What's happened to him? He's lost it at Ascari. Yeah. So yeah, I think we can see 1 or 2 more people retiring there this week tonight. So yeah, like I said, Cheetah, when it goes wrong for you, it goes very wrong. And Abiona does the last lap of the race. In terms of tyre strategies, the top 7 on super stops, as you can see, and Mr. Stillen doing very well in 8th place on the soft tyre, is the only person on the soft compound, and you've got Frizzo, Schweb, Bad Boy, Chicha all on the medium. So some 2 different tyre strategies playing out. here this weekend, or here tonight rather.
Yeah, inter-team battle here is Chulo and Alice having a battle here. Alice round the outside trying it. He'll have the inside for the next corner, but he lets Chulo have that for now. He goes a bit wide, but doesn't lose too much time. Carl has to cut the chicane, and he has to let Stim and Robot Sophie through, I'm pretty sure. So not good there for him, but Abiodun, he's in the wall. He's in the wall. Thankfully, he hasn't lost damage, but he's lost it somewhere. So not good from him. Oh, that sent Bois into the wall now. I think Bois got the dirty air from Abiodun, or just tried to avoid him and just steer too much to Bois, and that's Bois' race over.
Okay, so we're done lap 3. We have had 2 people retired already. I just want to say, Stephen, who's under pressure from Chulo, is having a race of his life at the minute, although he has just lost that place to Chulo. Let's see if he can take it back. He will have DRS.
Sophie makes a move on Alice, but
Rocco fastest lap of the race as per usual, and he's already got a 4-second lead over Bakers. Let's see. Oh no!
Incident! Stefan has crashed into the wall. Oh, that's an incident. Oh, I saw that, and that.
Yeah, I'm not going to make any judgment for the time being. But as Fisher takes up a 3-second time penalty, Robot Sophie is making her way upfield. She's now on P4, but under pressure now from Alice Killer, who might get that 4th place. No, Robot Sophie defends very well. So yeah, Rocco with no competition at the minute, and Mr. Stephen has retired from the race. I'm just going to quickly see what's happened. I think he's retired manually. So yeah, Stim doing very well in P5, although he's just lost a place. No, he's just gained a place on Alice Killer in the DRS zone. So he's doing very well at the minute. He's going to score a hatful of points in his return to the grid. But yeah, that's a very big shame for Stephen, who was doing very well in that way. Best performance in quali, and was doing very well in the race. Unfortunate incident there. Stim under so much pressure now from Alice. I was a very long straight here among her, and there's going to be slipstream, and there's going to be the aid of DRS. All the tools you need to get past the person in front of you. Let's see what happens now. Stim defends the inside line.
Alice trying it. All contact made as Stim, I think, was being just a bit too aggressive there. And Alice has clipped the ground.
Carwell is put back into the fray. They've already made contact once tonight. What's he going to do? He's going to go around the outside and cut the ground.
Contact there. Alice has lost his whole wing because of that. Well, not his whole wing, but he's lost both sides of the wing, and that's going to cost him a lot. I think he broke a bit too early and carried too much speed in the entry, and he broke his wing there. So. Yeah, Frizzer's having a terrible race. He's already picked up 6 seconds worth of time penalties. Now he's gone to the gravel. He's got his teammate and Bad Boy come up behind him, and they're both past him. Just by the skin of her teeth, and onto the podium is last on the track, trying to recover some of his race in P14. And Rocco is extending his lead lap by lap. He's now up to nearly 6 seconds, and Bakers has pulled away from Chulo a little bit. So the field begins to spread out a little bit. The biggest battle, I think, is Stim and Alice at the minute, with Carwell. Carwell's got past Stim, unseen by me. So he's made his way up to P5, but as you know, Carwell has been known to pick up a penalty every now and then. Yeah, well, Sophie now gaining back on Chulo. She will try and snatch that podium away. Yeah, it should be interesting to see this battle unfold, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Personally, I'm cheering for Chulo because he hasn't got a podium yet, and I really want to see him up here. But yeah,
we're on lap 6 now, the Grand Prix. When do you expect the super soft runners to stop?
Lap 10.
Lap 10.
Lap 9, 10 or 11.
What about Stim on those soft tyres? How far do you think he can go?
16, 17 or 18.
Oh, really that long?
Yeah, he can go that long.
Okay, so the medium runners would go to at least lap 17, I think, but yes.
Stim's going to lap 16, 17 or 18. Medium runners can go upwards to lap 21.
Stem having a very good race in P6. Like I said, the first one on those soft compound tyres, trying to get past Carwell, but didn't have a straight line speed there to help him. And then you got Chillo and Robert Sophie in front of them.
Robert Sophie got past Chillo. Anyway, Stim might be looking for a move on Carwell here. He'll just have to wait a bit as this Carwell is a bit too fast here. Stim will try into the first Lesmo. He is very, very fast on the back of Carwell, but he just needs to wait a bit until he gets a chance. And well, he didn't get the best of luck there through second Lesmo, and he's lost a tad bit of time.
So in terms of the championship, I'm informed by whoever runs the Twitter page. If Cheat finishes in P9, Abiodun finishes in P7, Rocco wins. Rocco is the champion. I've not done the mathematical equations on myself, but I believe that is the case. So he's looking good for his to win the championship tonight. Also, it's very good for Force India, first and third at the minute on the track.
Yeah, Chillo making a move on Robot Sophie on the inside for turn 1. Will Chillo make the move? Contact is made as they're being very aggressive. Robot Sophie just leaving enough room, and Chillo gets the run on her as we go into Curva Grande. And I think Chillo has just got that move done. Robot Sophie might try and pop her wing in for the second chicane. No, she doesn't. And well, Chillo has got back this podium.
Yeah, so Robot Sophie, I mean that first chicane, it's hard not to make contact there, to be honest. But you just don't want to get any wing damage there. That's your race going to be ruined. Rocco is up his lead just over 8 seconds now, and Carwell and Stim very close together still. Oh no, although Carwell has pulled away slightly, and it looks like Stim could be coming under some pressure from Abiodun, who's trying to recover from his earlier spin. And actually that Cheetah has just dropped down to P12 now, so Bad Boy's got past him somewhere recently. Yeah, it looked like that was in the second DRS zone, but he's hitting his curves very hard, and there's another 3-second time penalty for Frizzo. I think that's at least 9 seconds worth now, so he could be on for disqualification tonight, which wouldn't go down well in front of a Tifosi.
Yeah, Robot Sophie going around the outside of the harsh driver of Chillo. Chillo tries the switchback move on Sophie, but can't do that, and Sophie is ahead once again. But this might not be over just yet, as Chillo could get the run on her heading into the second chicane. Does he, and will he try a move? No, he doesn't, just sticks behind for now, as we head through the lap. And I think Robot Sophie, if she doesn't pull out a big enough gap, Chillo won't be afraid to pounce.
Yeah, so Abiodun was the first person to pit on lap 9. He's gone to the soft tyres, so I think that's going to be, well, I assume it's going to be a one-stop. We'll have to see how that plans out. But he's gone right down to the back of the grid now, so it's not a good day for McLaren at the minute. Yeah, so Chillo right on. He's going to have the DRS zone again on Robot Sophie. DRS zone. He's going to have the DRS on Robot Sophie coming out of the Parabolica. Might even get it done before then. No, it doesn't. Very hard to defend on this DRS zone. It's such a wide. Oh, Chillo pits.
It is lap 9, and he has a 5-second stop go, unfortunately. So
and Carwell.
Lap 9 for them. They're pitting pretty early for the softs, I'd say. They might even put on the medium, some of them. But it's pretty early for the pit stop. And yeah, Chillo puts on the mediums, and Carwell puts on the softs, which is interesting. But yeah, this shakes the race up a little bit for the podium fight.
Yeah, so like I said, all different sorts of tyre strategies going on here tonight, so it's a bit of a lottery at the minute. Stem in P4 and going very well still. So I think he's not going to win the race at this stage, but it could be on for a podium.
Yeah, that's a possibility, but we'll just have to wait and see how this race unfolds. I'd say nearly all the super soft runners will be pitting this lap, most likely. Yeah, they will have to pit. They're just going to lose a lot of time if they don't.
Yeah.
So we'll check if Walker is pitting. No, he isn't, so he's seeming out another lap. I think Bakers will be coming into the pits though. Yes, he does. He pits in. Robot Sophie pits in, responding to the undercut by Chulo, and she gets a 5-second stop go, so that evens it out for the podium, I guess. And Alice sticks it out. Notorious sticks it out. Onto the podium, I'm pretty sure he's going to be pitting in. And yeah, he does. He just pulls into the pits, and
so
yeah.
It looks like all super soft runners apart from Rocco, who stayed out, which only time will tell if that's a mistake or not, but I suppose when you've got a lead such as he has, you can afford to stay out for another lap, as Abiodun does the fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, Chulo makes the move on Frizzo, and this is going to be crucial because now Sophie is stuck behind Frizzo, which is not going to help her case. It's not going to help her at all, as Chulo is just start building that gap, and he might even get and he's in provisional P3 right now, net P3. So if Robot Sophie doesn't get past Frizzo fast enough, it could be costly.
Yeah, both got 5-second stop go penalties, so they'll... as Frizzo goes wide, and not for the first time in that race, and he loses position to Abiodun as well. So Robot Sophie didn't have to do any work to get past Frizzo. Frizzo did it for him, but he's under some pressure now from Abiodun on the soft tyres. So I think Abiodun's probably got the pace on him, and he's going to have the aid of DRS after the Parabolica. So I'm going to stick on board with that for the time being.
Yeah, Walker gets out in P3.
The Notorious pit,
just behind Alton.
Yeah, I was just going to say, the Notorious pits as well. And Abiodun does another fast lap of the race. He's on a charge.
Frizzo, yeah.
But it was very odd. Abiodun didn't seem to move across them for some reason. Just seemed to stay in the slipstream for Robert Sophie a bit too long there, and didn't get past. But although he might get past on the inside now, he's going to break the latest.
Abiodun backs out. No, he doesn't. Oh, some contact is made from both of them, and well, Abiodun loses out there. Just Robot Sophie giving him the squeeze.
So this battle here is helping out Chulo, who's pulled out a 2-second gap on Robert Sophie on those medium tyres. So yeah, that's very good for him. And Rocco, even after his pit stop, it was only 6 seconds behind Mr. Stem to get to stop.
Yeah, so he's gonna catch up to Stim quickly. And oh, rain is here. Rain is here.
Oh, I'm not seeing it on my screen.
There is rain. There is now rain, guys. So if you go on board with Abiodun, I think you'll be able to see it.
No, I am not seeing any rain so far. Oh yes I am, yes, big pardon, I'm just seeing it. So that is going to throw a spanner into the works for a lot of these drivers. There's going to be a lot of team on the pit lane thinking what to do now. So yeah, this could throw up a few surprises for us.
Pretty sure Stim can now have a pretty good chance of winning now if he lasts till the actual rain period.
That's a very good point. And the medium runners, the guys who started on the mediums, that's Schweb, Bad Boy and Cheetah, they're in a very good position at the minute, I think. Onto Bowden gets a 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, Stim's plan, according to AMS, turn up for 3 races, win them all, and leave.
Well, Carwell picks another 3-second time penalty. That's no surprise. Wait, sorry, I said another one. I think that might be his first. But anyway, so Rocco still closing on the back of Stim. Not as fast as you expect, maybe. But yeah, nonetheless.
Baker's tries to move on Chia now, and he's on the inside there. Oh, a bit lag, I think. Yeah, Baker's got that move done, and Abiodun has made the move on Robot Sophie. Maybe Robot Sophie can get the better run. Nope, not yet, and we'll have to wait. Yes, it is raining, Louis. So Robot Sophie might try it around the outside, or we'll just back out of it for now and just wait patiently, or not maybe, because Abiodun may just pull away a good enough gap. So
yeah, I mean, Ascari is difficult to negotiate the best of times. Now it's raining and it's going to be extremely difficult for his drivers to negotiate that. They're going to be tiptoeing around there, I think. Is Alice clear on a 2-stop strategy?
He hasn't pitted yet. Well, I mean, that's incredible. How has he not pit yet?
That's got unnoticed by me, as I apologize for that, but he's under pressure from Bad Boy. So I think Alice might be trying to, well, he's going to try and squeeze those super softs to the rain starts coming down a bit heavier, but I think that could be, well, it's going to cost him a lot of time, I think, as he loses a place to Bad Boy. But yeah, like I said, Schweb and Bad Boy are looking very good at the minute on the medium tyres. So yeah, they're about 2 or 3 laps away now from their scheduled pit stop. So if it comes down any heavier between now and then, they're in a very good position, I think.
Yeah, Sophie makes a move on Bad Boy, Abiodun. Oh, contact between Abiodun and Robot Sophie, and that's cost her a lot. That was a straight slap. I mean, that was simulation damage, or that was real. That would be in a wheel loss from proper damage.
Frizzo pits on he's the first one to go into intermediate tyres. I suppose being that far down on the grid, you got nothing to lose, but I'm not sure if it's hard enough to warrant those tyres at this stage. But we'll see how he goes. Rocco within 2 seconds now was Mr. Stim. They both stay out.
Oh God, no! It's not into conditions. As Frizzo is drifting everywhere. Oh
yeah, he's got a 10-second time penalty. He's picked up a lot of penalties today. Yeah, he's retired. Which is
Alice finally pits. He's gonna go on the inches most likely.
Well, he's gonna have to, I think.
It's way too early though.
It is on the inters indeed, but I mean, it's at Detroit. He's taken his super soft all the way to lap 16. He had to pit, but Rocco, we're in the second now, Mr. Stim. So I suppose if they're both pitted on this lap now, it's going to be a straight fight to the finish. So we'll see what happens. DRS still enabled, as you can see from Rocco's telemetry there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on board Alex and see if what kind of performance the Inters.
Rocco gets past him, and yeah, he's made that move and he takes the lead of the race.
Yeah, it's definitely not time yet. It's close, but it's not time, and Alex Killer just lost a heaps of time. So yeah, not good for him.
So Shreb and Bad Boy and Chile, they're on the best compounds, and Rocco picks a 5-second stop going the speed in the pit lane, and some of the Stims, they're going to have to speed. They're going to have to go on the intermediate, surely. I'm not seeing the DRS.
Everyone's going to pit.
And Shred pits up, and he was looking so good as well.
Everyone's pitting because they got the race strategy suggestion from Jeff.
Well, Bad Boy has stayed out, as has Chulo, as has Cheetah. So we'll see what happens. This is really exciting stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Abiodun and Robert Sophie still very close together on track. But yeah, so Rocco and Sim both pitted, which is a scheduled pit stop for Mr. Stim anyway, so that worked out nicely for him. But I don't think it's hard enough yet for intermediate tyres. I mean, you know better than I will, but it doesn't look hard enough for me.
Well, for instance, I'm pretty sure it will be, because it's interesting really, because most of these guys probably had the suggestion from Jeff. So yeah.
I mean, usually I always find the best time to stop winters is when the DRS is disabled. I've not seen that yet, but I might be wrong.
It's not always true whenever the DRS gets disabled.
I'm aware of that, but most of the time. But Chulo, Cheetah, and Carwell, that's retired. Oh no, I can't really see where that is because I just can't. That's a Scary, yeah, I just got on board. And that was a Renault. I was caught behind the back. Yes. That can only be. Oh no. So we're not sure. Bad Boy pits though, as Chulo and Cheetah stay out, and as this is that is a shame for Mr. Slim, who was going very well. And Baker's ignoring the yellow flags, the 5-second stop-go penalty. Oh, this is crazy, ladies and gentlemen. So the top four very close together. Rocco, 12 seconds down the road. I would say that he's losing time to the people in front. He is losing time, but he's still probably take the lead when these guys do eventually pit.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, the guys in front still on Pen Wacko. He's losing a lot of time to Robot Sophie, so
I've got to say, Bad Boy was near the back of the grid when he started this race. Is now only 4.7 seconds behind Rocco, and that's how much time has been gained for all of that. That's crazy. And Abiodun right in the back of Cheetah now to go into P2, and he gets that move done. Chulo goes wide, but he keeps it, and Chulo pits as Abiodun takes the lead of the race with Cheetah still behind, as Robot Sophie stays out as well.
So yeah, interesting stuff here. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting who pits or not, but it can be anyone now with the guys pitting. It's really going to be. You can't predict this now.
Yeah, I know. It's so many drivers on different tyres. It's crazy. Still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people still on the dry tyres in this race. What can on to the podium do? He's on P6 limit on those dry tyres. He's dropped down a bit, I have to say. He's lost a place to Bad Boy, so it looks like the Inters are starting to come into play. As Alice Killer has retired from the race, looks like she's retired. Well, sorry, he's retired manually from P11, which seems a very strange decision to me. I think Mr. Seaman must have made another pit stop because he's 22 seconds down the road, so yeah, it's very bad for him.
I think that's Carwell, not Carwell, but onto the podium. Made a move on Bad Boy and got past him.
Oh right, so it may not be intercepted, and DRS is still available. Let's see what the leaders do now this time around. Abiodun still stays out, as does Cheetah and Robot Sophie, and Rocco is nearly 19 seconds behind these three now, so he could be. I mean, how long's a pit stop around here?
24 or so.
So he's still within the sort of range to regain the lead when these guys pit, but for every Bakers was retired. And he's dropped it in the sky. He's dropped it in the sky, so, and he's manually retired.
Notorious.
Bakers has left the session, which could be a slipstream glitch, but mind you wouldn't get that much of it in these conditions. Notorious is in P4. Oh my god! But he under pressure from Rocco. Notorious has actually got past Rocco.
Yeah, so it is dry conditions still.
Yeah. Oh, this is amazing, ladies and gentlemen. Cheating Cheetah and Robert Sophie still very close together on track, as Abby Odin is pulling away from these pair. Let's see.
So this will be very interesting. I mean, Cheetah and Robots are the
Abby Odin pits. Robot Sophie. Oh no! Well, just as well, really. He needed to pit anyway. So all eyes on Rocco. What can he do? He should still gain a lead. He's weaving down the track for some reason.
He's trying to lower down the temperatures, I think, like getting some puddles, maybe.
Cheetah has gone to his super soft tyres, apparently. Whereas Abby Odin going to...
He's going to come out ahead of Wacko by quite a margin also. Notorious though, having a battle with him, so... Interesting stuff here. We're seeing, but I'm not sure if it's still inter though. I'm not sure if it's inter conditions. Well,
I mean, what seems to be a bit crazy at the minute is Cheetah has gone onto the super soft tyres. Onto the podium has stayed out, as has Notorious. And Notorious is not that well, about a second behind Abby Odin. So I think it is just at the crossover point now. I think we have to see what Cheetah can do on those super soft tyres. He's gaining slightly. Well, it's hard to tell because I think Bad Boy is catching up with him, but I think it's hard to keep an eye on what's going on. Lap 21. This race has flown by.
Yeah, so Abby Odin just keeping about a second's gap, but Notorious can still gain back on him as he has after a good run for Ascari.
Abby Odin ran slightly wide there, coming out of Ascari. So Notorious will have DRS, I believe. I think it's still active. I'm not seeing it disabled yet. Abby Odin runs wide, and I think on Notorious pits.
So will Wacko still win the championship at this rate? No, he won't.
No, he has to win, I think. Yeah, Abby Odin had to come P7, I think.
So unless Abby Odin absolutely bins it and Cheetah pins it, we'll have to wait until Mexico for another attempt at the championship.
Yeah, bad news for us, Ash. Onto the podium is actually in the podium position at this stage with 5 laps to go.
I won't be able to interview him, so.
Yeah, right, okay. Just leave me to do it, yeah. Anyway,
I blocked him, so I can't do anything about it.
You stupid. No, whatever. So yeah, onto the podium and Cheetah. Only 2 drivers left in the Grand Prix on those dry tyres. It could work, or it could go spectacularly wrong. Cheetah will look to fight another day in terms of the championship position. If the rain stays as it is. But if he has to pit again, then yeah, he could be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the podium has got the podium secured.
Well, I wouldn't say so. I think he's only 3 seconds up the road from Cheetah. He's on those super soft tyres.
The super softs don't work when it's slightly raining. In the drive, it's super soft. The performance from left to right, super soft, medium. But like super soft even fastest. But when it starts raining, it's because the tire temperatures are lower. The mediums work the best.
DRS has been disabled. Yeah, the Bad Boy is only what 4 seconds down from onto the podium. as Mr. Stin picks up a 3-second time penalty, but he's going to still score a point. There's only 10 runs left out of all of this. But let's see, Rocco, there's a 3-second gap, so that could still be called back within the remaining laps, but I think Abiodun might just have enough pace to stay in front of Rocco. That's how onto the podium is done. Yeah, so Bad Boy is closing in on Cheetah now, so I think it is time for Inters. It is Inters time.
I think they will stay out still.
Well, I think they've got nothing to lose by coming in, really. I mean, they're the P3 and P4.
They've got a lot to lose.
No, if they come in, if they stay out, I mean, if they stay out, that's what I mean. They've got nothing to lose if they stay out, because they're in P3 and P4, so they lose a lot of time if they pit it now.
So yeah, Cheer now getting pressured by Bad Boy, and onto the podium past Pit. So this is going to be very interesting to see. Will Bad Boy make the move on Cheetah? He looks for the inside, but he sticks it in, tries to stick it in, but Cheetah gets that. Well, it's a bit better there, and now Bad Boy will try on the inside. And yeah, I think Bad Boy's got that easily done.
Okay, so yeah, it seems that Abiodun's actually pulling away now from Rocco. So Abiodun seems to have the pace in these wet conditions.
Yeah, he does. Abiodun's flying there. Rocco probably has very awful tyres because he did stay out on those inters when it was semi-dry conditions, so his tyres must have degraded a ton. So yeah, because he's in time for it.
So I was just reading the comments on the chat here, just in case I miss anything. Yeah. Right. Yeah, so it's gone a bit spread out again. Now Chi is still sticking out on those super soft tyres. All credit to him for he's only got 3 more laps to do. So I mean, he should be alright for P7, I think. Notorious 10 seconds away from Churro, so it's not, all things considered, it's not been a terrible result for him. But yeah, like I said, unlike his title chance is not looking very good. Yeah, so actually he's come back to McLaren as they're on P1 and 3 now. But Rocco and Robert Sophie 2 and 5. So McLaren might make a bit more ground back up on Force India.
Yeah, McLaren.
Robert Sophie actually gets past Cheetah for P4. So yeah, that's more points for Force India.
Yeah, Robert Sophie will try and chase down Bad Boy, but that's going to be highly unlikely. She will get him by the end of this race. So I'm pretty sure that Bad Boy has secured that P3, but Robot Sophie very, very quick now, so we might see some magic maybe.
Yeah, Chulo will look to get past Cheetah very quickly as we get lap 26 now.
Yeah, lap 26 for over the lap. I mean, Arion has done very well, so yeah, great stuff from Abiodun.
Yeah, Abiodun, the Kimi Raikkonen of interviews, so we're not going to hear a lot from him when he gets to the podium.
You're not.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, that's P5 for Chulo. Like I said, Cheetah should be able to finish ahead of the Taurus unless those super soft tyres start to degrade rapidly. But yeah, the grid looks pretty settled as it stands.
Yeah, pretty sure that space in the grid secured. Maybe Chi will drop even more positions, possibly, but well, you never know.
Yeah, so I don't think you're going to appreciate me saying this, but I think Bad Boy would probably get driver of the day. I think he started from lap 17th on the grid and now is in the podium position. Started last and had that incident with onto the podium and cheated on lap 2 or 3, I think, lap 2 of this race. So to come back from that to be in third place, I think that's pretty amazing stuff. No comment, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so we are on the last lap of the Grand Prix, ladies and gentlemen. It's been an exciting one for us this evening. So I'm going to stay in board of Abbey Oden until we cross the finishing line, just because there's nothing to really look at the minute. Notorious less than 4 seconds behind Cheat now, as Mr. Stim picks another 3-second time penalty, but I mean, his return to the grid, picked up a point, could have looked very good for him, but he seemed to have lost it on at Ascari just after he pitted for the intermediates. So bad for him, but you know, at least he's got a point and he returned to the grid. So yeah, the championship continues on to Mexico. So that's at least it's that's something. Otherwise, I don't like the championship being ever so early.
Yeah, I don't like it either, because then the rest of the season there's barely anything to do, and it's basically just taking the mick out of, well, just having really nothing to do for the rest of the season anyways. Yeah,
Cheetah has lost that place to Notorious in the end, as Abbey Oden drives up the line and he wins the Italian Grand Prix. Make sure he doesn't do a frizzy. Doesn't do a frizzo.
Yeah, Waco gets P2. Bad Boy will get P3. So congrats to him, coming from last on the grid. Robot Sophie will get P4. Churro P5, so pretty decent from him, considering he hates the rain. So yeah, Notorious in P6, good try from him, as Chia on those supers lasting it out. Finally we'll be glad to get P7 onto the podium in P8, with Schweb in P9 and then Stim not too far behind in P10.
Yeah, that is your Italian Grand Prix done, ladies and gentlemen, and I will watch podium celebrations, and then I guess it'll be down to me to do the interviews. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Stick around if you're interested to see what they've got to say.
Okay, so yeah, I'll run through the grid again. Abion wins the race without any penalties, also, which is good for him. Walker in P2, Parkour gets P3 with Robots over P4. Then Churro P5, P6, Notorious no penalties, and Chia no penalties too. He went the whole race on the dries when it was wet conditions at the end. Onto the bottom P8, Schweb in P9, and Stim in P10. That is all our finishers, and I'm gonna go off then. So, see you guys.
Yeah, unfortunately, Abiola doesn't have a mic, which probably doesn't actually make any difference to be honest.
He does.
No, he just told me he hasn't got a mic.
Okay, well, see ya.
Right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I've invited him to the party, so hopefully we can hear from these guys and see how their race went. Okay, and Rocco is in. Rocco, can you make sure that your voice is vapor sharing and turn the mic up, because apparently nobody was able to hear you last week.
Yeah, I've sorted it this week.
Oh, okay. So, congratulations on the podium finish of tonight's race. Abby Odin is unable to join us as he doesn't have a working microphone. So yeah, it's down to me to do this interview. So Rocco, it looked like you had the race in the bag, especially in the first stint. I think your lead was about 8 seconds at one point. Then you, after you still had a decent amount, well, you was behind Stim after your first pit stop, but still looking very comfortable. And then the rain came along. So what was going through your head at that point?
Well, first of all, I just want to say congrats to both McLarens. Like they did an amazing race today. Both strategies were amazing. Yeah, the rain came down and I started losing quite a lot of grip, and I thought it was time for Inters, to be honest. Obviously I called it wrong because I must have been about 5 or 6 laps early, and I was losing what must have been 3 seconds a lap during those 6 laps. So I mean, after that second, it's quite a good result, but yeah, I'm still quite disappointed.
Yeah, so you're going to have to wait until at least next week until you can secure that Drivers' Championship. Okay, on to Bad Boy, who, me personally, I don't know about everyone else, you're my driver of the day. Started with P17, I believe it was, or was it 16? Yeah, so P17. You had an incident on lap 2 involving Cheaty Gio and onto the podium, but despite that, it seemed to have the perfect strategy. Well, you didn't know the rain was going to come down, I suppose, but you started on those mediums, which meant you can go long into the race. So was you kind of like rubbing your hands together when you saw that rain?
Well, I knew the rain was going to come down because I saw the.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
So I went on the mediums. Didn't think it was going to come that early, from what it said. I was pretty much at the back when Connor lost it and me and Cheaty got collected. And then after I ended up leading because Rocco and Sophie, what is it, Sophie? I must have hit into this. And I had higher wear since I was on them for about 16, 17 laps by then. I thought, I might as well pit. Seems like the majority of people have pit, so I tried joining in, and I ended up losing about 5 laps after. I pit on the Inters, and then DRS got disabled, and I got past Cheater and just stayed on the podium.
Yeah, so obviously your teammate won the race. It's still in the constructors. In constructors title hunt. What are your thoughts about that? Do you think you can get it done, or do you think those 4 cylinders are looking very strong in a minute?
Well, I don't know what the difference is now. I think it's probably 7 or 6 points, so it could be anyone. I think Rocco, you're always going to stay on the podium. No one's going to stop you. If Sophie can do it, if she doesn't this race and just stay out the podium, and me and Abby Odin try at least stay ahead of one of the 4 cylinders, then that'll at least be good enough.
Okay, so Rocco, I mean, you could have won the championship this weekend, but did you really think you were going to win it, or was you just kind of happy to win it in Mexico or Japan anyway?
Well, I'm not going to be here next week, I don't think. That might change, but
that sounds
depends how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
I'm around for it, but I have to be up at about 3 a.m. the next day, so I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
As long as, you know, I'll just be happy to win it now. That's the thing. After qualifying, and after Albion I think he got taken out by Baker's flag again, but I could be wrong. After he went out, it was looking promising, but then the rain came down and I messed up my race with the strategy. But,
Yeah.
but I'll be happy to win it anyway.
I just want to say before I go on to the next question, kudos to Cheaty for sticking out on those super soft tyres in that last 6 or 7 laps he did. I thought that was quite brave to do
Did you finish
that.
the race on that?
Yeah,
Bloody hell.
I think he finished 7th in the end.
I was shocked when he came out the pits ahead of me on Suzuki.
Okay. Just for argument's sake, but you are going to be here next week. What are your thoughts about Mexico as a track?
Yeah, it's not great. In real life, it's probably one of my favourite tracks, but I don't really like it in the game. It's not got a lot of flow to it or anything. But, you know, that's just my opinion.
Okay. Same question to you, Bad Boy. What are your thoughts on Mexico?
I'm very good at Mexico. Do tend to bottle on the strategies, especially if it rains. If it rains, then I'll end up probably not getting a podium. I'm horrible in it, but as long as it stays dry, I should have a chance. If Walker's not here, then probably win, but if Walker's here, then probably win.
Okay, for my final question for both of you then, what did you think of today's race in Australia? You go first, Bad Boy.
Hold on.
GG McLaren.
Yeah.
Unlucky Haas. I felt so sorry for them after they both retired within like 3 laps of each other. Hamilton, as usual, whenever he gets overtaken, starts complaining. And then the second he tried to push, he ruined his race, and then yeah.
And what about you, Wako? What do you think of today's race?
Other than the VSC section, it was quite boring. That bit was quite exciting when Vettel jumped in. It was quite a boring race because it's so difficult to overtake there. It was alright. It wasn't as good as I was expecting.
Well, I'm a massive McLaren fan, so it was good for me at least. But yeah, so that concludes today's coverage of the Italian Grand Prix. As I say, congratulations on your 2nd and 3rd places. Ladies and gentlemen, there might be a possibility I won't be here next week because it's a Sunday and it's bank holiday. This time next week I could be smashed out my face in the pub somewhere, so but if that's not the case, then I will be commentating. But if I'm not here, I'm sure Ash will fill in for me, so I might see you in Mexico. If I don't, I'll see you in USA in 2 weeks time. I hope you enjoyed tonight's race, and yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Okay, see you guys soon.